Welcome to Astroventure, the DSLR astrophotography channel.
Hey there, Astroventures. Welcome back. If you're new to this astrophotography channel, my name is George, and this is the astrophotography channel for DSLR and mirrorless camera bodies combined with the lenses we already own and a simple star tracker like the Sky Guider Pro or the Star Adventurer. Purpose of today's video. No matter how experienced you get, you're still going to do dumb things on occasion. And I decided to take this moment to talk about my last dumb thing that I did. Primarily for the experienced to never forget the basics and for the beginners to know that this is a problem. So, trying to capture the Comet T Atlas, and I went out and I had a couple setups for capturing the comet, and one of the problems I was having on one of the setups was that for some reason, my stars were erratic, they were jittery, they were just a complete mess, as you could see here. And it was driving me crazy. I was trying to figure out everything under the sun, what was going on. I was checking the balance on my Sky Guider Pro. I was making sure that everything was securely mounted. I was, thinking about the wind, making sure, the wind wasn't jittering something. Thinking about the surface that I was on, could I possibly be jittering it there? Because, everything under the sun that I could think of, I had taken care of. And eventually, what I discovered was I had my image stabilization on. And, initially, I was saying that, we all do dumb things, and no matter how experienced we get. In my mind, to this moment, I still swear that I shut that image stabilization off, and it was not on the forefront of my mind to even check to make sure that it was off, because I knew that it was off. And, in my mind, I swear I remember it. Remember shutting it off, but apparently I hadn't done it. And so I wasted way too much time that I could have been shooting the comet, trying to figure out, and honestly, point and purpose, when things are going wrong, we all need to back up, stop, look at the basics, and start fresh. And I had done everything with setting my Sky Guider Pro's balance. There wasn't wind and everything else, but the simple, most basic of just checking the camera settings and checking that image stabilization. And like I said, in my head, I'm sure that I did it. And you know what? Maybe I did. Maybe I did go to flip the switch. And it's quite possible that maybe I just didn't click it all the way over. And that must be it, because I swear I remember doing it. But clearly it wasn't done. And so, my point, never forget the basics. Don't ever think that you're that good that you shouldn't go back to the basics. In the end, I was able to get 9 minutes of exposure. My intention was to get about a half an hour, because on the given night that I was shooting T Atlas, there was about 30 good minutes. And I want to say I probably wasted like 15 to 20 of it messing around trying to figure things out. Now, granted, I was also setting up other rigs at the same time, but I spent too much time wasted when I should have went back to the basics and checked those first. So if you're new to astrophotography, make sure that you are shutting off your image stabilization, particularly if you are using mirrorless and maybe an adapter to use a DSLR lens that had image stabilization on the lens. I don't know the answer to this, but my concern would be is that, mirrorless cameras have stabilization. They have incredible stabilization inside of the camera, but I suspect, I don't know, and if somebody does, feel free, chime in the comments below if you happen to know or if you've tested this. But I think that it's possible that you could have image stabilization working in the body of the camera. Additionally, using an adapted DSLR lens, you could have image stabilization in the lens itself as well. And so this combination, you're going to cause all this jittering, and so that you know what is happening. When you have a camera mounted on something stable and secure, because you have stabilization on, the camera will sense movement that the lens is seeing as possibly you moving and try to correct for it. And so while I had the lens on the Skyguider Pro and the stars are moving and the rig is coming around, it was confusing, the movement of the stars and that whole tracking with possibly me being moving, and it was causing my stars to jitter. So make sure image stabilization in camera and on lens is shut off. If it's just a DSLR, make sure it's shut off on the lens. And the biggest takeaway is make sure that you never, when you start troubleshooting, go back to the basics and check the most simple things, because oftentimes it is the most simple that is the actual problem. But like I said, I was able to get a beautiful picture. And in closing, if you like what you're seeing here at AstroVenture, consider liking, subscribing, ringing the bell, and sharing this video out. And to close it out, here's my 9 minutes of a stacked image of T-Atlas, and it was great. I loved it. And until next time, I wish you clear skies and uneventful nights.